Sawasdee Good evening, our fellow Rotarian and audience. Welcome to English Talk Live Episode 13. For today, it's Wednesday, the 6th of February 2022. My name is Kijsanapong Daengsaengsong from Rotary Club of Ratchaphruek, your MC today, alongside with Khun Hamni. Please greet our audience, Khun Hamni.
Yes, so my name is Hamni. My full name is Chanisaraa Sroitongrada, and I am from Rotary Club of Taksin, Dhonburi.
Right, this is our MC team for tonight. In today's episode, we have a very special guest. As you may already have seen in our poster for our live tonight, she is the scientist who worked really hard to help conserve our marine resources. She's the first Thai female scientist who experienced nature under the Arctic and Antarctic Ocean. Please welcome Professor Dr. Suchana Chavanich, President of Rotary Club of Lumpinee. สวัสดีครับ Dr. Suchana ครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Dr. Suchana, how are you today?
Good. How are you? But first of all, thank you for inviting me today. I'm so honored to be with you all tonight.
All right. So
we're honored to be with you as well.
Yeah, it's our pleasure it's our honorable to have you with us. Would you like to have a little say a little bit why you why you become Rotarian with club that you are in right now?
Oh well, actually, I have been in Rotary Club for 10 years now. I started entering the Rotary Club to 2014 with Rotary Club of Bangladesh. And then later on, during 2019, I have moved to Rotary Club of Lumpinee, and now I'm a president club of Rotary Lumpinee.
Thank you very much, Dr. Suchana. How about now we move to the your experience of your work as a researcher and your profession as a scientist to help marine and ocean around the world. How about, I think everybody, our audience and everyone would like to know what makes you interested in marine nature and wildlife, and how that makes you become an expert in this field.
Well, I have to say that I have been interested in marine life since I was young. I remember that my mom and my dad used to take me to the ocean almost every week. And one time that is triggered me was when my mom took me to the southern part of Thailand, Trang province. And I remember that I was in the sea, in the ocean, for almost 4 hours, swimming, snorkeling. And I remember that in that time, I could see that the water was so blue and I saw so many big and beautiful fish. And when I got out into the water, I just ran to my mom and said that, well, I want to study marine biology. And that's how I become a marine scientist. Wow. And actually, if you like, you can share the video. It's actually related to my story that I just told you.
Yeah.
ทุกคนถามฉันว่าทำไมเลือกที่จะเป็นนักวิทยาศาสตร์สวยงามเช่นนี้ชื่นชมแต่ไม่คิดที่จะดูแลมันธรรมชาติหายไปจากโลกใบนี้การเป็นนักวิทยาศาสตร์ของฉันนั้นเริ่มจากการที่ให้คนรุ่นหลังได้รู้ว่าธรรมชาติทางทะเลคือแหล่งอาหารที่สำคัญต่อเรามีงานให้ทำให้เขาได้รู้ว่าโลกของเรากำลังเปลี่ยนไปสัตว์ต่างๆกำลังทยอยสูญพันธุ์และห่วงโซ่อาหารต่อไปที่จะสูญพันธุ์ ก็คือพวกเรานั่นเองปะการังเป็นแหล่งอาศัยของสัตว์น้ำซึ่งเป็นแหล่งอาหารที่สำคัญของมนุษย์แต่ใครมีเช่นหรือภาวะโลกร้อนจากเรือนกระจกนั้นทำให้ปะการังอ่อนแอและตายลงเราจึงต้องเพาะปะการังแบบอาศัยเพศเพื่อให้เขาได้ปรับสภาพกับน้ำและอากาศที่ร้อนขึ้นสภาพแวดล้อมใหม่ๆได้อย่างยั่งยืนนี่จะเป็นชั่วโมงสุดท้ายนะคะที่ครูจะได้มีโอกาสสอนพวกเราการปลูกฝังคนรุ่นต่อไปคือก้าวแรกของการฟื้นฟูธรรมชาติได้อย่างยั่งยืนก้าวต่อไปคือการไปสู่แอนตาร์กติกเพื่อฟื้นฟูโลกของเราให้มีธรรมชาติที่กลับมาสวยงามอีกครั้งเพื่อลูกเพื่อหลานเพื่อเยาวชนรุ่นต่อๆไปจะได้สามารถใช้ชีวิตอยู่บนโลกใบนี้ได้อย่างมีความสุขจุฬาลงกรณ์มหาวิทยาลัยสนับสนุนโครงการปกป้องระบบทางทะเลและมลพิษทางบกซึ่งเป็นเพียงหนึ่งในนวัตกรรมที่พาจุฬาก้าวไกลสู่สังคมโลกเพื่อการพัฒนาอย่างยั่งยืน
Wow, that's amazing. Can everyone hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, that's pretty amazing video, to be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the inspiration that made you would like to become an expert in this field and to help our world to support the family. And as I think I seen in the last part of the video, and as we mentioned earlier, it's about the Antarctic continent and Antarctic Ocean. I believe you experienced it, and you become the first female scientist who experienced the nature under the sea and the ocean over there. Could you please share your experience under the ocean of Antarctica and the Arctic? And when you see that, what did the nature around the area tell us about the condition of our planet?
Well, actually, I have opportunities to go to Antarctic twice and Arctic 3 times. And it's like my dream came true. Most scientists who studies about the natures, I bet one of their dreams is to go to Arctic and Antarctica, and the same as me too. So, but first, before I'm gonna tell you more, a little bit, what I found, what really happened in Arctic and Antarctica. Why don't we first look at the video about the Antarctic first?
ท่านผู้ชมคงจำแขกจอมแมลงวันของเราได้ท่านหนึ่งนะครับอาจารย์ทางด้านคณะวิทยาศาสตร์นะครับของจุฬาลงกรณ์มหาวิทยาลัยอาจารย์สุชนาชวนิชนะครับที่ได้รับเกียรติอย่างยิ่งเลยให้เดินทางไปสำรวจขั้วโลกนะครับในทวีปแอนตาร์กติกนะครับนี่ตอนนี้อาจารย์ไปอยู่แล้วในพื้นที่ทำงานประสบความสำเร็จประมาณสัก 40% แล้วนะครับเก็บงานวิจัยสารพัดไม่ว่าจะเป็นติดตามเรื่องของพฤติกรรมของนกเพนกวินที่อาจารย์บอกว่าเดินเท้าเปล่าไปกลับนะครับวันละประมาณสัก6 ชั่วโมง
ตัวอาจารย์เดินนะไม่ใช่เพนกวินนะ
เดินไปเรื่อยนะครับเก็บตัวอย่างของพืชของสัตว์น้ำทั้งหลายทั้งปวงนะครับแล้วก็บอกว่าฝากขอบคุณพี่น้องประชาชนคนไทยอยู่ที่โน่นถึงแม้อากาศหนาวเหน็บนะครับ-2 ตอนกลางวันนะครับ-5 ตอนกลางคืนแต่ไม่ย่อท้อคิดว่าจะนำผลวิจัยทั้งหมดนะครับกลับมา พัฒนาวิทยาศาสตร์ทางทะเลของประเทศไทยให้เกิดความก้าวหน้าอาจารย์หวังว่าเยาวชนคนไทยนะครับที่ได้ติดตามข้อมูลข่าวสารนั้นจะสามารถนำความรู้นะครับจากที่ได้พบเห็นนะครับนำมาพัฒนาวิทยาศาสตร์ที่ประเทศไทยเราได้นะครับ
นอกเหนือจากเพนกวินเนี่ยนะคะที่หลักๆแล้วงานคือไปเก็บตัวอย่างพืชสัตว์ทะเลนะคะแล้วก็ตรวจวัดคุณภาพน้ำทะเลปริมาณก๊าซคาร์บอนไดออกไซด์ขออภัยค่ะนะคะที่สถานีวิจัยชื่อโชวะเพราะว่าไปกับนักวิจัยชาวญี่ปุ่นด้วยนะคะอันนี้ก็นำมารายงานให้ฟังเรื่อยๆนะคะสำนักวิจัยคนไทยกลับมาเราน่าจะได้คุยกับอาจารย์ตอนกลางวัน-2 องศาเซลเซียสค่ะตอนกลางคืน-5 องศาเซลเซียสแล้วก็พระอาทิตย์ไม่ตกดินนะคะเช้าข่าวคนข่าวเช้า
Sorry, this clip video is in Thai, but actually, if you understand, if some of you understand Thai, you see that Antarctic actually is considered to be the most virgin place in the world. So what happened is that there is no permanent resident that lives there now in Antarctica. Just only 3,000 to 4,000 scientists that are allowed to visit every year to do a research. But because of now we have a problem with the global warming, climate change, like you can see a lot of change in Antarctica now. For example, sea ice keep melting. You will hear a lot of news about the sea ice melting in Antarctica, which lead to penguins are dying. Unfortunately, penguin now, they're dying more than before because it's hard for them to find the food under the sea ice melting conditions. And scientists have predicted that actually if all the sea ice that on the Antarctic continents melt and disappear, it will make sea level higher more than 50 meters high. So what really gonna happen? Well, like we have a normal sea level right now, right? But if those sea ice in Antarctic meltings, it will bring those sea level up into 50 meters higher. 50 meters higher is equal to as a Victory monuments that in Bangkok. So that means that we cannot live in Bangkok anymore if those sea ice, is all melting. We have to have the house on the mountains instead. So for Antarctic, well, if okay with you guys, I would like to share you the last trip that I was with the team in Arctic, and then I will tell you more story about that too. So hope you enjoy the video. It's a little bit too long, but hope you feel like you could go to Arctic with me too. So similar to Antarctic, Arctic also get hit with the climate change and global warming. So sea ice, you could see in the video, the sea ice keep melting. And if you notice it in the video, you could see the polar bear, right? Polar bear in the video, not on the ice, but they're on the cliff, eating the glass and moss. And as you may know that the polar bear like to eat seals because they need a lot of, fat, lipid. But because of sea ice are melting, they cannot find the seal, so they need to eat grass and moss instead. I don't think that polar bear want to become a vegetarian, but now they have to be because the food, food source limitations. So the other thing that you may notice in the video is that we saw the jellyfish and the seaweed, right? Actually, those jellyfish and seaweed are not supposed to be in Arctic. They're usually found in the warmer area, but now we can see those jellyfish and seaweed in Arctic because of the Arctic water is warmer. So this actually is a thing that happened in Antarctic now, and Arctic and Antarctic now. So well, it's quite a little bit sad though that we could see this kind of change.
Yeah, I agree. It's something that we really need to stick together to help to solve our planet, and that's your experience with the Antarctica and Arctic Ocean. And move along to another question. So I know that you are now working with the project in Her Royal Highness of Princess Ratchaphruek Sroitongrada, right? So could you please explain about the project? I believe it's about the marine biodiversity and polar research. How did you get involved into the project, and what's the ultimate goal of the project that you're currently working on?
Yeah, actually, it has been a great privilege and the honor to have opportunity to involve two projects under Her Royal Highness Princess for polar research. Many people, I think some of you probably have questioned, right, that why Thai scientists have to go there to study about the polar research. It's just too far away from Thailand. But well, it is important though for Thai scientists to go there because of two reasons. The first reason is to show other nations that we care about the problem of the climate change, the global warmings. Since this climate change and global warmings is happen very hard. I mean, the climate change hit very hard in the area of the polar regions. And this problem is an international problem. And we Thai, if we send Thai scientists there, so it means that we're willing to solve this problem, international problem together with other nations. And the second reason that why Thai scientists have to go there is that to have Thai scientists to go to work and do research in Arctic and Antarctic, it means that Thai scientists are as good as other scientists compared to other countries. So for marine biodiversity projects, the other projects that under Her Royal Highness Princess initiations, I focus most on the coral restorations and conservations. And actually, if you notice that I am in the car now, actually now I'm going to Samasan, Dhonburi province to catch the coral spawning tonight. So that why you can see that I'm moving a little bit all the time, and sorry about that. But well, I would like to have you feel a little bit glimpse about what really happens with the coral conservation. And I just mentioned about that I'm going to go to catch the coral spawnings tonight. And what is it, the coral spawnings? How about if you could allow me to share another short video about the coral spawning and about coral restorations in this project.
Was it worth it for the view?
When I was young, my parents took me swimming in the ocean to the southern part of Thailand. I found
very, very nice coral reef, and I told my parents that I really would like to become a marine biologist. They are very surprised, but now I am a marine biologist.
All these walls.
16 years ago. Many people think that we are very crazy because it's probably impossible, because in that time no one really doing this because it's required so many things. We not just only have to use our knowledge, but the technique have to be very good too. To collect egg and sperm of the corals, we have to dive every night from January to March so that we will not miss any spawning. Then we brought those back into this hatchery, and then we do artificial fertilization. So we not let them fertilize by themselves, but we help them. For this project, actually is part of my life. Every day we have to make sure that they are doing okay. We have to take care of them at least 2 years before we can be able to release those baby coral back to the oceans. If we let them fertilize by themselves in the ocean, the survival rate would be less than 0.001%. But for us, the survival rate will be more than 50%. They not just only be able to survive very well, but they can be able to cope or adapt with the climate change. And now our baby coral become what we call the parent colony. Some of them, they mature enough to be able to reproduce again. I feel like I become a grandmother now. People thought that we are very crazy. It's impossible. But eventually, 7-8 years later, we proved that we can do it.
All these walls. All these walls, all these walls, all these walls.
So as you can see now, for coral restorations projects, we hope that we can do something, somehow at least can help to bring a coral back to as beautiful as it should be.
Yeah, it's I can see from the video, it's require a lot of dedication, and you really put yourself into that. And because of dedication, I believe you are now an ambassador of some organizations such as UN, AFMA, and FAO. And as an ambassador of the organization, what would you say to ask people to help support and conserve marine resources for sustainable ocean?
Well, I always say that right now, so our nature is now crying because we humans treat them very, very badly and utilize them so much. So it is time now to do something to protect the nature, not just only for ourselves, but for our future generations. Remember that the future of the earth and the future of the nature is in your hand, and the future of your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren is also in your hand. So let's do something, make a difference, and let's make our future generation remember us as a proud ancestor.
All right. I believe this is the summarization of the experience of our amazing Rotarian member, Professor Dr. Suchana Chavanich. So before we move to the next session, it's about the question about the Rotarian, focus heavily on becoming the Rotarian. So I believe it's better for us to show the audience a little bit about Dr. Suchana, of her experience and how she became a Rotarian.
A little question before moving into the Rotarian part. I was wondering if, for example, if the younger generation is interested in being a marine scientist, where should they begin? And how should they begin?
Well, very good questions. Many people always think that, becoming a scientist have to be a very, very smart, study very hard. That's a part of it. But personally, I think become a scientist, first you have to have a skill of, making questions and try to answer. And that is the nature of a scientist. So if you think, and not just only think, but asking the question and try to, answer and prove something, that, you can become a scientist, a good scientist. And to become a marine scientist, that also is another challenge. So marine scientist is not really like normal scientists, working in the lab. Marine scientists, we have to work in the field. Okay, go out, like me today, to the field, have a few trips all the time. So it's quite challenging. But if you enjoyed it and love it, I think you can do it. So come back to the questions, how you can become a good scientist, marine scientist. You have to love ocean. You have to love marine life. And that is the beginning of how you can become a marine scientist. And right now, in terms of the programs that offer in Thailand, we have several universities that offer the marine science programs. And if some of you interested in study more about this, you can ask me personally later. Okay.
Yeah, to be honest, your experience does look really fun.
Yeah.
It looks really adventurous and it looks really, really fun. And I was also thinking, because you mentioned before that as we all see from the video, that the ice is now melting, and then it might affect the rest of the world by flooding and everything. Can you give us some tips, maybe like 1, 2, or 3 tips for people that everyone can do to save the world?
Thank you. Yeah, people always think that, climate change, global warming, it's just too far, we cannot do anything. But we can start right now. Just start right now, today, after you listen to me first, because of the carbon dioxide, right, that make the global warming, climate change. So if we just, maybe release a little bit less carbon dioxide, like instead of, driving your own car, you can use the public transportations, walk or riding the bicycle instead. So see, you can, help a little bit release it in terms of reduce the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The other things, reducing your electric cities, like if the lights you're not using, just turn off it. Okay, you save money and also save the world too. And last but not least, and it can be related, and right now it's also another hot issue in Thailand too, is that the plastic bag, right? Plastic bag is not just only become a marine trash, marine debris, but also could contribute indirectly to the climate change. So if we could reduce the single-use plastic bag, single-use plastic items like a plastic spoon and fork, every day, and you can help. You can help in reducing the carbon dioxide into the air, into the atmosphere. Simple thing, you can do it.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think all the tips everyone can do it. It's really, really easy. You just take a little and change little things in your life, and then it helps a lot. If every single person change a little thing in their life, then they will definitely change the world. Yes. Thank you very much. So yeah, okay, we can move on to the Rotary part, because I really, really want to know that how can this woman called Queen Suchana, who is really, really good at her job, she's brilliant at being a marine scientist, decide to become a Rotarian.
Okay, how about we start with a little bit with a short video about herself, and then we can move on to ask her question.
That is a little profile of Queen Suchana, of Miss Suchana, who is a great marine scientist. I actually see that you actually graduated all bachelor, master, and doctorate in marine sciences. That must be your passion.
Yes, right.
Yeah, so I was wondering, how do you know of Rotary, and what's your inspiration of becoming a Rotarian?
Actually, I personally like to give and help as much as I can, and I always feel better if I can do something or give something to someone. And it is good to see that people happy and smile. So I feel that I cannot really be happy myself or feel happy if people around me still suffer some things. So becoming a Rotarian give me more opportunities to be able to help more people based on my capacity, my experience, and be able to share my expertise to others, and give me an more opportunity to serve the society in several ways. As you can see that my background is marine scientist, I'm a teacher at the university, but becoming a Rotarian give me more opportunity to serve the society in other ways, in addition to become a teacher teaching students.
I I asked how did you find out about Rotary, or have anyone invited you, or you just know about Rotary and you just walk into it and say, I want to become a Rotarian?
Well, actually, I heard about Rotary for quite a while, but I didn't have an opportunity to get involved until I first got invited to give a talk, as a speaker at the Rotary Club of Bangladesh. And then after that, I got invited to join the Rotary Club of Bangladesh.
And now you are president of Rotary Club of Lumpinee.
Yes, right.
As a president, I was wondering, because you are a marine scientist, do you have any goal for this particular year, for your presidential year, to help the ocean, or to do any projects to help with the water, the oceans, and climate change?
Yeah, well, very good question. Yeah, at the beginning of my year, I set a goal, but as you know, because of the COVID situations, and I kind of aware of it, but I hope that it could disappear very soon, but eventually it's turned out that now we're still facing the COVID, right? So I have to say frankly that the activities that related to the environments, particular things that we have to interact, go out to the field trips, that kind of things, because of the COVID, that we have to limit it, or we could not really do it. But we hope that in the next couple months before the end of my term, I can be able to go out as I set the goal.
Yeah, that's true. COVID does hinder lots of activities in my club as well. Yeah, so we hope, finger crossed, that it will go away soon. I don't know when, but finger crossed. And can you share more about your time in Rotary? You said that you love to give to other people, and then there are this very famous quotes that says, "Givers gain." So when you give, you actually gain more. So you gain happiness, you gain joy, which is a really, really good thing. It's the best thing ever in the world. Can you share your most memorable experience while being a Rotarian? Which projects did you do that you are the most proud of, and you are that will always be in your heart?
Well, every project that I have a chance to get involved, I love it, and it's a memorable moments. But the things that I could share with you, for example, during the COVID, I had opportunity to distribute different kind of food in different areas. And one that touched me is that when I saw those kids and children that were on the line waiting for food that we gave away. And once they receive the food from that, at least, we can do something to make them feel good for that day. And that is kind of one of the, memorable moments that it touched me. But actually there are, everything that I involved with the Rotary activities, I really love it, and it touched me every time I enjoyed it.
Yes, that's really, really great. Yeah, I know, like, there are lots of people suffering from COVID as well, and then there are always there's always things to give out. If you do not have products, you can always give out kind words, and there are always time to be kind to each other. Also, I was wondering, because you are a Rotarian for quite a long period of time. As for myself, I am a Rotarian for around a year or so, which is considered a really, really short time compared to you. I am like your student. Yeah. So
well, actually, I have to say that I stay in a Rotary not too long though. you know, it seems to be too long, but compared to other, other Rotary member, they stay for 40, 50 years. So I'm still young as you. Not too long, not too long.
Yes, may I ask, like, after becoming a Rotarian, how do you see your life change?
Well, very good questions. Well, I learned a lot, and actually, as you can see that my background, scientist. So I always into the scientist communities, but become a Rotarian. It just opened my eyes. I got to see new friends, have a new friendships, got to meet people from different careers. I learned many different things and so on. So it's kind of, it just opened my eye, and I got to learn more things, new things from what I have learned so far in my life.
That's great. For me as well, because I am quite relatively young compared to other Rotarians, I get to learn lots of things, and also from volunteering as well. Like you actually gain lots of experiences from volunteering more than work, which is really, really great to upskill yourself as well, which is, it's a great thing to do, and also you can help the world. And yes, and also I'm very sorry, my phone just rang just now. It's fine. Another question is that I was wondering if you were to, for example, if someone who is not a Rotarian comes to you and say, what do you think Rotarian can benefit me? I want to give, but I don't know how. And I want to become a Rotarian, but then I'm not sure whether Rotary is right for me or not. Do you have any things to say to them, like this particular person?
Well, I think similar I do with my student. When student would like to, study about marine science with me. So first, I would like to say that, well, they have to join first. Okay, don't have to become member yet, but join and looking and have experience on hand first. That is very important. And then after we give them opportunity to join our activities, and then they will realize automatically how they could contribute to the Rotaries, and how they could earn something back. And I think this is a good way, rather than just tell them and didn't have give them opportunity to join. So joining and have a hand-on experience allow them to go with us in different kind of activities, and they will know automatically whether this is fit with them or not. That's my strategies. And actually, from my experience, it's worked very well, and he or she will become long-term or lifelong Rotarians.
Yes. I actually know Rotary from the activities as well. So if you do have activities or diving, please do invite me. I always wanted to dive. I do not know how to dive, but I really, really want to go dive one day. It's my bucket list. It's one goal in my life. So please, if you have some activities about diving, please do invite me.
Okay.
Doing some kind of diving activity.
Yeah, we do need some kind of diving activity.
We should go together. Our Rotary News Talent team, we should go together and do some diving.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, three Rotary clubs, and we can help the world, and we can have fun. That's the great part.
Yep, right.
Yeah, and I was wondering, can you tell us a little more about the differences in the benefits between being a short-term Rotarian and a long-term Rotarian?
Well, this is quite a challenge question, as I just mentioned to you earlier. Even though I'm staying in a Rotary for for quite a while, but I still consider myself, not really long Rotarians memberships. So for these questions, I'm not sure, but I think that staying become saying like a Rotarians saying with a Rotary clubs it's like a school, it's like a university. You can learn new things every time. Okay, and if you would like to be a giver, it's also allow you to give in many different way. So becoming a short term or long term, I think the long term probably be better than the short term, right? But people have to start with the short term first and see whether how they could go. I'm not sure whether I give you the answer that you would like or not, because as you know, I'm also still considered quite new in a Rotary club.
Yes, it's okay. You do answer the question. I was just wanting to share a little more as well, as the community in Rotary is very good. So it's a community where people come together, where givers comes together, and then they share either their funding, their experiences, their knowledge, everything. So they shared everything together, open-heartedly, which is great. It allows a lot of people to learn from them as well as share, because the best knowledge you can gain is when you share. So when you share, you actually gain a lot more, which is really good. So I think as a short-term Rotarian, the community is great, which is one of the things that encourage lots of Rotarians to be a long-term Rotarian as well, because you love each other. So when you come into this community of love, you feel the love that you can give and you can share and you can receive as well. So it's a community of love and sharing and giving, where it's not just like Buddhist people, they think you have good karma, you build up your karma and you can go to heaven, something like that, which is great. But also mentally and physically as well, you can uplift your spirit by surrounding the people who like to give and who love each other. And physically, because you actually know a lot more about many things in life, you can meet many people who, if you are not in Rotary, you can never imagine to meet. Just like Dr. Suchana just now. I mean, if I'm not in Rotary, then I will not have any chance to meet Dr. Suchana. She's really great, and then I'm really, really honored to meet her and to get to know her as well. Yeah, so Rotary is a place that connects many people together of all age, all nationalities, and all religions.
Yep, you're right. I agree. And I'm so honored to meet you today too.
Thank you.
All right. I think it's almost time we end the video. But before we close this video, for everyone who watching this video, if you like the video, if you're watching and you like the video, please hit that like button. Even if you don't like the video, still hit that like button. We would appreciate that.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, and before we leave again, this show cannot go without our amazing sponsor. Let me show appreciation to them by saying out loud by their name. First, Siam Golden Pack. The good package is the first impression. Respond to your packing needs with the modern technology with Siam Golden Pack, managed by past President Prakan and past President Orawan Ponskun Paisan. Contact them by calling 02-878-137125. Number 2, Chavanich Group, the company, the dealer of Toyota car, motorcycle, appliances, and any mobile devices and electronic devices, managed by past District Governor Dr. Walwal Lim Meng Le, and Intra Outlet, the largest ceramic distribution center in Lampang Province, the manufacturer of exporter of any type of ceramic ware, as well as home decoration, managed by past District Governor Anurak Napawan. And finally, last but not least, GenSP Group, the distributor of solar lamp kit and LED light product from Japan with 3 years warranty. Contact them by calling 064-745-6545. Thank you very much for all of our sponsors.
Yes, and a great shout out and thank you to our guest, Dr. Suchana Chavanich, who's being a great woman and our guest today, who gave us lots of knowledge about global warming, marine science, and what's the benefit of becoming a Rotarian, which is really great and really good things to hear. Also, a great shout out and thank you to all listeners, watchers from Facebook, Zoom, and YouTube. I hope you do enjoy the show, and I really hope that you gain some knowledge or some experiences, or maybe you just love listening to people talking. So I really hope that you enjoy the time. Also, a great shout out and a great thank you to Rotary News team, especially past President Sukit, past President Gisit, and President May from RC Siam Era 1. And also a great thank you to P. Kevin as well for helping me be an MC. I really, really hope you all do enjoy the show today, and we hope to see you again next episode. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you